It is track test number 2.
Number 2. That's as high as we count, I think.
I hope not.
Well, we're going to find out today if our new Driveway Labs splitter balances out that giant Voltex wing or not.
That's right. We're going to try to do some tire testing.
And we're going to have a close look at water temperature.
Yes.
We had a major overheating issue, we thought, but maybe it was just the gauge was reading high. So
we're going to find out.
Today's the day.
For those of you that have a keen eye, you may notice we're not running our Driveway Labs diffuser, and we've got a different exhaust system. And that's because we actually opted out to switch out our AVO Turbo World exhaust for our buddy's Corsa exhaust system because we're worried that the AVO one is way too loud and we're gonna run into problems in terms of meeting noise restrictions at Calabogie Racetrack for our Ontario 1500 event. So we bolted up the Corsa exhaust system, but the diffuser doesn't fit it properly. So before we go cutting it up, we wanted to make sure that this exhaust is actually going to be quieter and going to work for us. We'll do that, and then we'll mount up our diffuser and go from there.
Before we actually got into suspension and tire tuning, Dave and I both went out to monitor water temps because, as you recall, we had an overheating problem during our last track outing. So this way, we wanted to ensure we had remedied the issue and were able to move on to more important things like tuning those tires and suspension.
Okay, first test session down, and I am happy to report that our cooling issue has been solved. What I didn't show you in the last episode is I built a bunch of ducting to channel air around the intercooler into the radiator, which has helped tremendously. We've been monitoring our temperatures on the scan tool, which has shown consistently 220 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great. As suspected, the gauge reads 10 degrees Fahrenheit higher at 230, so we're good with that. The car still has a little bit of understeer, so we're gonna do some adjusting of the dampers, try to get that dialed out. The Toyo R1R tires seem to be doing pretty well. When you get them settled, they've got great grip, so we just gotta work on getting a little bit better turn-in on them, and we'll be, I think, pretty good to go for this session.
So as Peter would tell you, I love to play with my little purple knob. This is the KW rebound adjuster. It goes on the top of the rear or front shocks, and we have 6 positions of rebound to adjust. Basically, the theory is rebound is what controls the sprung weight of the car, and it's really what allows you to adjust the handling balance. So if the car is understeering like ours is, you want to work on the opposite end of the car. So we're working on the rear of the car with the rebound. So I've increased rear rebound to try to get the rear of the car to become more active, to try to get it to oversteer, which will get rid of the understeer in theory. If that doesn't work, then we'll start some more drastic measures. But for now, I've added about 3 clicks of rebound. We'll see where we're at.
Come on, hurry up, Dave. We gotta go rip.
I'm going the wrong way again.
This is the life of suspension tuning, always laying on the ground.
Well, when it's a single adjustable, you got one knob on top. But with these, we got rebound on the top, compression on the bottom. Can't see what I'm doing, so I'm turning the knob the wrong way. The knob turning the knob doesn't know what he's doing. So we're gonna fire the car up here and see if our Beastronics pedal dance nanny is working. Doesn't like the hot start. So yeah, as soon as I start it up, we get the traction control off, and we know from what Joshua told us that it's also turned off all like the hidden stuff in the background. So I'm completely on my own. If I crash, it's all on me.
And as for that understeer problem, well, the Driveway Lab splitter had definitely helped, but I still wasn't getting that easy rotation that makes the FR-S so special. Still, as you can see, our FR-S was plenty fast, gobbling up this 2015 STI on the brakes and in the corners thanks to the massive grip provided by the Toyo R1R tires. Having ripped hard for about 3 laps, we finally had a chance to take some tire temperatures and hot pressures. As you can see, the trick here is to take temperatures on the outer third, in the middle, and on the inner third of the contact patch. That way you get an idea of what's happening across the entire contact patch. Tire temperature data is also a really good way to get an idea of what your wheel alignment is doing. If you've got too much temperature on the inner third, for example, that likely means you've got either too much camber or too much toe out. Meanwhile, if you've got too much temperature on the outer third, that means you don't have enough camber or you've got too much toe in.
142. 152.
Give it a good push into the tire.
And by taking hot pressures, we also get a good idea of the relationship between temperatures and pressures. So in the future, we'll be able to set our pressures knowing that it gets us into the desired temperature range of about 160 Fahrenheit. In reviewing our tire temp data, it looked like we had too much camber in the rear, as well as too much toe out down the right side of the car, given that the inner third was overheating relative to the left side of the car. If it wasn't obvious by now, we desperately need a proper 3D alignment.
So we still have basically terminal understeer. Like if you try to attack the corner at all, you turn in and it just plows off the line. So to me, it feels like it's maybe still a setup issue. Our alignment is, we still haven't had a proper alignment done yet. We changed the top hat, so it could be the alignment, could be the tire compound is just throwing us off because it's so different from what we ran last year. Could be the wing, so one thing we can do right now is take the wing off to see if it's the wing. I think it's unlikely because it's, even at low speeds, the understeer is really bad. And the wing shouldn't be making enough downforce at low speeds to cause this kind of understeer. So I think it's unlikely, but let's try it anyway. We can cross it off the list. So as usual, Peter has thought of a better way to remove the wing. He's like, hey dummy, why don't you take them off from the bottom of the wing stays? So we don't, just like that.
There you go. No more understeer, we hope, right?
That's why Peter does the wrenching.
What?
Give us a rundown. What are you doing?
I am going to push this pedal down here on the left side.
Excellent.
See if
That's
this
the
car
right
will go
side,
fast and actually turn
Ah, okay.
without a wing on.
So
we
you
try
know,
that?
it's the pedal on the right, not on the left.
That's what you think, buddy.
No clutch kicks. Is it loud enough though?
Not quite loud enough. Need to turn the volume up to 11.
I couldn't hear you.
So about that understeer problem. I thought we were supposed to be grip driving, not drifting. To say that the rear end was loose, well, that'd be quite the understatement.
We've once again proven that aerodynamics works so well at this track. I don't know why.
Super loose out there.
I don't know what happened, but you took the wing off. We took the wing off, and holy smokes,
It's
the
loose.
car oversteers like crazy now.
Really? So it is the wing?
I guess so. I mean, you changed a couple settings, but man,
Not enough to do that.
it's almost now. It's like at high speed. It's twitchy.
Really?
It's that pronounced.
So that could be the alignment.
Yeah, I think honestly right now we're kind of at a loss. It's a wash, so I would We're gonna have to go back, get the
Reboot.
boys over at NV Auto to do
Yeah.
give ourselves an alignment, get
proper
ourselves an alignment,
alignment. Yeah.
and then after that, we'll have to come back and do some more testing. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
I mean, we
because
gotta-
all of a sudden, honestly, the tires feel so much nicer. The toils are working well. They're turning in properly, and
Really?
But man, there is no grip in the rear. Like it's a drift
Because
machine.
I went full stiff in the rear to try to get it to rotate.
Yeah, yeah,
So if I took some damping out right now, I bet the car would feel good.
yeah. Well, let's try that then.
All right, let's do
All right.
it.
After softening up the rear, I went out for another quick session, and while the balance had improved a bit, it was still too willing to rotate without the wing on. So unfortunately, our problem wasn't solved.
Well, Pete, another track day completed and more weird lessons learned.
Yeah, indeed. It on I should say on the bright side, the positive side, our engine supercharger combos
Yeah.
running great.
Yeah,
no
true.
more overheating. So that's
really.
a huge advantage.
That is.
in my books in terms of getting forward.
Just peace of mind and
Yep.
knowing, the weather's, it's like Mars hot today.
It is, yeah,
It'll be
very
fine,
hot.
so I think we're good on temps.
Yes.
But man, what a weird lesson to learn with
Handling.
taking that rear
Yeah.
off. It's like totally changed the car.
I know. You almost feel like now, wow. Should we have purchased a smaller wing, right?
Yeah.
But you usually go big or go home.
Well, with a wing, it's like normally they don't make a lot of downforce until
Yeah.
you're going fast.
And everything you read is like, unless you're going fast, the wing's not going to work. So
And with that splitter, you'd think we'd be balancing out whatever the wing was doing, but the wing is still completely overpowering the car.
yeah.
So as soon as we took it off, boom, it's like rotating beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't take enough compression out of the rear, so it was twitchy, but I don't know what we do now, to be honest.
Well, like I said, I think we go get an alignment done first and foremost.
Yeah.
Make sure that's dialed in. And then test session number 3, I mean, we'll come out, try to dial it in with the wing. If it
Take
doesn't
some
work,
angle out of the wing.
yeah.
I think we're pretty close to it.
we are though, yeah, I think so. We might be able to take a little bit out. So we'll do that, and then
Will it get to the point where we're running without the wing at certain events to try to get the car to handle?
precisely. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
We'll do it if we have to.
All right, more tuning coming up soon.
Yep.
And as for that Corsa exhaust system, well, it didn't fare so well, so we'll be going back to the AVO Turbo world. But hey, at least now we know it's the goddamn headers that are making this car so loud.
Loud. All right. Put pants up. Got my Ken blocks, bro.
That's right, Ken blocks.
Too legit to quit.
I need my Pilates on.
I know. Nah, those aren't as cool as these.
No, nothing
All right.
as cool as Ken block shoes. All right.